Hey, this is Politics with Laura, where all things are politics. I got a good one for you today. I like the instrumental. There is a lot going on in the government in DC. There is a lot going on, and Biden is front and center of this whole entire debacle. Now, before I get to the main part of this live stream, I would like to say just a couple of things, a little bit of house cleaning. And that is, um, please be mindful and be respectful when you're in the chat, and let's not disparage anyone. Let's not do that. And also, let's be kind. More so, I said in the previous video about Andrew Tate, and I'm going to get to what this is about. They're going to bring up taxes, and you heard it here first. They will. They're going to put taxes on there. All right. Outside of all that, let's get to Biden. Well, first of all, I must say, I don't like Biden, but that has nothing to do with all the tea in China. However, Biden and his policies has affected my family personally. And him saying sorry for the election, it meant absolutely nothing to me and other people. But that right there, I want to get that out of the way. Okay. Now, I find it quite interesting that Biden is being accused of the same thing that Donald Trump was accused of. And the interesting part is the levels of it. Now, Donald Trump had every right to have top secret files, documents, because he can classify or declassify them at will. That is his prerogative as being the president of the United States. However, Biden is a different story. I find it quite interesting how he had that information when he was vice president. No, 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 no. That is a no, no. No, no, no. Let me have my cafe au lait. Oh, this is going to be huge. And I want to put this out there. With Biden having all this information lying around so willy-nilly, and if he says that having top secret information in his locked garage, keep in mind all garages are locked, highly unsecured, in my opinion. But what really brings a lot of concern to me is this: Hunter Biden. He was over in that area, in the ukulele country and the rushing water area. But most of all, it's quite interesting China, how China was giving money to his library, the Penn Library. Quite interesting, but I don't want to get totally off topic. Now, let's start it off with this. Let me see. Let's just start off using his own words. And I believe, okay, right here. Let's start off with
Okay.
this.
Classified material next to your Corvette. What were you thinking?
Let me, I'm going to get a chance to speak on all this, God willing, soon. But as I said earlier this week, people, and by the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage. Okay, so it's not like you're sitting out in the street. But anyway, yes, as well as my Corvette. But as I said earlier this week, people know I take classified documents and classified materials seriously. I also said we're cooperating fully and completely with the Justice Department's review. As part of that process, my lawyers reviewed other places where documents from my time as vice president were stored, and they finished the review last night. They discovered a small number of documents of classified markings in storage areas and file cabinets in my home and my personal library. This was done in the case of the Biden Penn. This was done in the case of the Biden Penn Center. The Department of Justice was immediately, as was done, the Department of Justice was immediately notified, and the lawyers arranged for the Department of Justice to take possession of the document. So we're going to see all this unfold. I'm confident. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. It's quite interesting how he had, like I said earlier, how he had that information ever since he was vice president. Vice presidents are not allowed to have that information. Not to just take out like that, no. That would fall on former President Barack Obama. But then again, there may be some loopholes that I don't know about. And keep in mind when he had that information, all that information, again, it goes back to that ukulele country and how former President Barack Obama had Joe Biden to be in charge of the ukulele country, and to where you have Victoria Nuland, who was an undersecretary, which she said, and I said this in several different videos. If you go back to my other videos, you can take a look at it, to where I even bring up newspaper articles proving what I'm saying, to where she was in Congress testifying, to where she admitted that, yeah, she was over there. Yes, there were black sites. Yes, there were, what were they? They were doing testing on biological weapons and other type of weapons, and each of those black sites cost $30 million. Interesting. Just interesting. Make of it what you want. But however, that's quite important, especially now that there is fighting going on over there in between ukulele and the rushing waters. A lot going on. And it's interesting that President Biden is up to his eyeballs, and his son is up to his eyeballs in this. But more so, why are the Democrats? Now, due to my understanding, this information, they knew about it before the election and nothing was said. That was top secret ukulele information. Top secret ukulele information. Yes. Interesting. And the Democrats are really, really quiet. Now I'm looking for the raid. I'm looking for them to rummage all through the first lady's room, like they did the former first lady, Lady Melania Trump, and the armed FBI agents and the SWAT team. Where are they at? Democrats, you started this. You set the precedent. Now you can't cry foul now and lay on the ground, roll around, screaming, no, 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 no. You started this. This is something. This is quite something. So, so here. So Joe Biden called out, President Joe Biden called out former President Donald Trump for what he has done and said that it was irresponsible. I find that quite interesting. Irresponsible. Let's see what this is. Okay.
You saw the photograph of the top secret documents laid out on the floor at Mar-a-Lago. What did you think to yourself looking at that image?
How that could possibly happen, how anyone could be that irresponsible. And I thought, what data was in there that may compromise sources and methods? By that I mean names of people who helped, or et cetera. And it's just totally irresponsible.
And it was irresponsible. But however, President Biden, former President Trump had them locked in Mar-a-Lago. You had yours in your locked garage next to your whatever kind of car it was. Let's repeat that again.
Okay.
Classified material next to your Corvette. What were you thinking?
Let me, I'm going to get a chance to speak on all this, God willing, soon. But as I said earlier this week, people, and by the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage, okay? So it's not like you're sitting out in the street. But at any rate, yes, as well as my Corvette. But as I said earlier this week, people know I take classified documents and classified material seriously. I also said we're cooperating fully and completely with the Justice Department's review. As part of that process, my lawyers reviewed other places where documents from my time as vice president were stored, and they finished the review last night. They discovered a small number of documents of classified markings in storage areas and file cabinets in my home and my personal library. This was done in the case of the Biden Penn. This was done in the case of the Biden Penn Center. The Department of Justice was immediately, as was done, the Department of Justice was immediately notified, and the lawyers arranged for the Department of Justice to take possession of the document. So we're going to see all this unfold. I'm confident. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All the humility and humbleness. But when he was talking about former President Trump, very judgmental. There is so much there, so much. But the interesting part is how he said that the Department of or the DOJ, he's working with the DOJ and how they located some of the documents, top secret documents. Is it for one to believe that you don't know how many top secret documents you have laying around? It's all over the place. Is that what's being said, or what? But so let's go to the next one. You can't make this up. You know, Democrats, you are here.
That's what we're doing here. When we're saying we're going to refer you to the Department of Justice, that is restoring independence as it relates to issues like this. And that is important to the president.
The new Republican chairman of the House Judiciary Committee has launched his first investigation, scrutinizing the White House and the Justice Department over their handling of President Joe Biden's classified document scandal. Representative Jim Jordan, the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, fired off a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland, demanding all documents and communications between the DOJ, the FBI, and the Executive Office of the President about Biden's apparent mishandling of classified information following his time as vice president. The letter also demanded that Garland hand over details about the appointment of DOJ veteran Robert Hur to be the special counsel handling the Biden classified records saga. The House Republicans told Garland that, quote, the circumstances of this appointment raise fundamental oversight questions. Biden's lawyers have admitted that Obama-era records with classified markings on them were found in Biden's office at the Penn Biden Center in Washington, with more classified documents found in Biden's garage in Delaware, and then further classified documents found in his Delaware home.
Where else are the classified documents? In your office, in your home, the garage. Where else? In your, what was it, Corvette? Is it in the trunk? It's outrageous. It's outrageous. But they bring up a whole lot. Now, Representative Jordan, oh man, he is a pit bull. He is not going to let this go. No matter how much the Democrats want, actually, hold on. And I'm not getting conspiratorial. Oh, it would be brilliant if they were to do this, to put Joe Biden, send him out, and put Kamala Harris as president, which I think will be a disaster. But that's just my thought. It seems like that the Democrats, they're sitting back, taking, just sort of observing, just to see what's going on, just to get rid of Biden. Because it seems like that right now there's a lot of infighting within the Democratic Party. It might be dog eat dog going on there. Don't know. But for them to bring in a special prosecutor, it's a special prosecutor, but for them to bring that person in, which I think is going to be, it's going to cause a whole lot to go on, especially within the House of Representatives, unless if that's what the Democratic Party wants, to slow the Republicans down by throwing President Biden under the bus, which I truly don't care. I mean, whatever discomfort, uncomfort that he has, I'm okay with, because he has harmed a whole lot of people in his 40 years in the Senate through his policies and just his straight ugliness. But as he older, he's sort of like kind of, I don't know his medical history. But let's take a look at this. Here's another video.
Attorney General Merrick Garland's decision to appoint a special counsel in the Biden classified documents case could make it more difficult for House Republicans to do their own investigation. House Oversight Chair James Comer is already pledging a probe regardless of the special counsel's involvement. He sent a letter on Friday demanding answers from President Joe Biden's legal team. Garland said one day earlier that an initial Justice Department investigation found enough cause to warrant the dramatic step of his public announcement.
I concluded that, under the special counsel regulations, it was in the public interest to appoint a special counsel.
Republicans have demanded answers from both Biden and the Justice Department over the case. The DOJ has said Biden's team discovered an initial batch of classified records in Biden's private office in November. Weeks later, they found another batch at his home in Delaware.
What is a batch? No, it's more than one document. Is it two? Is it 2,000? How many more batches are coming? Where is the second location?
But the special counsel investigation could block Republicans from getting all the answers they want. That's because the Justice Department can cite the presence of an ongoing criminal investigation when declining to answer some requests. Even so, House Republicans are eager to look into what they call a double standard in the way the Justice Department has handled Biden's case compared to the ongoing case involving Donald Trump and the classified records he kept in his own home. Sarah Westwood for the Washington Examiner.
Oh yeah, most definitely a double standard. And just like I said earlier, that it may cause an issue with the Republicans doing their own investigation, but something just hit me. in these committees over these departments, a lot of them have a lot of Democrats, and they don't investigate their own. They simply don't. They just let a whole lot go, like they did with Hillary Clinton. Oh my goodness. I'm so surprised that woman's not in jail. Um, Hillary Clinton, now Biden, and heck, we even go back to Bill Clinton. I mean, I'm gonna leave that one alone. But there is a lot to be said. Now, if the Speaker of the House, oh goodness, if the Speaker Kevin, if he, wait a minute, I think that they're starting to put senators in specific in their what do you call it, their different committees. Hmm. It's going to be quite interesting to see how who goes on these committees and what will be done. Because I know that a lot of the Democrats were on the DOJ committee, and they just stalled their feet on everything Democratic. And when it came to Donald Trump, oh man, they were on him like a wet $2 suit. But here is, all right. Now, I found some articles that I found quite interesting. Now, this is something. Pence, former Vice President Pence, discovery of classified documents from Biden's time as VP incredibly frustrating. And I agree. Now, he said, former Vice President Mike Pence said on Tuesday that the discovery of the classified documents from President Biden's time as vice president compared to the FBI unprecedented search of former President Trump's private residence proved a double standard. And I most definitely have to agree that it was most definitely a double standard because the way they went after him. I don't need to rehash that. It got so bad to where Trump supporters, or not even Trump supporters, Republican supporters, not no 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 no. Let me scratch that. People who observe and uphold the Constitution, let me put it like that. The constitutionalists were out there with their guns to make sure that things were right, and we're ready to use them. Yeah. And it is just incredibly frustrating to me, Pence said on the Hewitt show. But the original sin here was a massive overreach, which I do agree. Trump is under investigation for more than 100 classified documents to his personal residence in Mar-a-Lago, which the FBI agent um, executed a search warrant for in August. The search appeared to be the first of its kind, which Pence said it was a massive overreach by the FBI. Pence said that this search created a standard for the FBI could execute a search warrant at a former president's house or personal residence. He also said that the Biden administration should appoint the same special counsel for investigators in Biden's papers instead of the United States attorney. All right, okay, that makes sense, as they did for Trump. But having now created that standard and now abandoned that standard when it is the current president of the United States is found to have had classified documents in his possession after leaving office, I have no words right now. And I gotta say, Pence most definitely, yeah, most definitely. He most definitely is on to something by saying that because there is a double standard. And what the FBI did was an overreach. And the Democrats, I believe, I could be wrong, pushed that to happen. Now, the Washington Examiner, quite interesting. They say here, documents recovered from the previous known to have contained sensitive, compartmented information. Biden's periodically used this space from the mid 2017 until it started in 2020 campaign, according to the White House counsel, Richard Sauber. Following the discovery, Biden's team praised the National Archives and Record Administration and conducted a sweep at the previous Wilmington and Rehoboth Beach, Delaware residence. Huh. So there were 2, 3. Oh man, there has to be way more. After search yielded the second batch of classified materials located in his Wilmington garage near his prized 1967 Corvette Stingray. Yeah. Interesting. So they're just in his garage, in some boxes, next to his car, to where you open and look. I have to apologize to former President Trump. I mean, I most definitely, and I'm doing it. I apologize, former President Trump, because I drank the Kool-Aid. I drank the Kool-Aid and believed this stuff. Okay, Biden's team also later informed the DOJ of an additional document bearing classified markings on January 12th, according to the Attorney General Merrick Garland. No classified documents have been reported from Rehoboth search. The news of the classified documents saga rocked the Biden administration this week, and Garland announced the appointment of the U.S. Attorney Robert Hur as a special counsel to investigate the matter Thursday. Biden has maintained that he is cooperating fully with the proper governmental authorities. This is just, you can't do nothing but shake your head on this. This is just completely outrageous. But I try to find something outside the United States and I was having difficulty. But what I thought was interesting was Breitbart had a had a has something to say about this. And Breitbart, flashback, Biden slammed Donald Trump as irresponsible for keeping documents at Mar-a-Lago. And Jake Snyder in a tweet said, in September, Joe Biden was asked about classified documents at Mar-a-Lago, and he said he didn't know how anyone could be that irresponsible and question what data was in there that may compromise sources and methods. And that right there is so, so true. So I would like to put out there what data was in those classified documents that President Biden had loosely around. You could open up, break in, and go next to his prize car and get those documents just sitting there, top secret on it. What data and what word did he use? Let me find that word. Sources and methods. What sources and methods were in that information? And did Hunter Biden have access to where he could just and use that information? It just makes you wonder. It makes me wonder, which I thought was quite interesting. And they go on to say the classified material was identified by personal attorney for for Mr. Biden on November 2nd, just before the midterm elections, which I find quite interesting. Again, Richard Sauber, special counsel to the president, confirmed the documents were discovered when Mr. Biden's personal attorney were packing files housed in a locked closet to prepare to vacate the office space at the Penn Biden branch in Washington, D.C. I wonder where that is in D.C. Solber said in a statement to CBS News, the documents were contained in a folder that was in a box with other unclassified papers, the sources said. The sources revealed neither what the classified documents contained what nor their level of classification. A source familiar told ABC News that the documents did not contain nuclear secrets. Oh my goodness. Biden, oh my goodness. Oh Lord, you're giving this freaking country away. Oh wow, it is. Mm. So, Representative James Comer, Republican of Kentucky, the top Republican on the Oversight Committee, stated he will send a demand letter on Tuesday to the National Archives to learn more about the alleged mishandling of the documents. You go ahead, do it. This is outrageous. See, he could have nuclear information out there where it's located, and I don't know about the codes or anything like that, but a lot of the technologies. Huh. But then again, I go back to the Chinese government giving millions of dollars to Biden's library, the Penn Biden library. I just can't shake that. I just can't. There's a lot more out there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, man, oh man, oh man. And it goes on to say, we were why were classified documents stored in Biden's Chinese funded think tank? The Justice Department must appoint a special counsel to investigate. Oh my goodness. Taylor Butowich, headed the MAGA Incorporated, told Breitbart the news. Oh my goodness, this is worse. Every article I look at, it gets worse. Oh my goodness, look. Okay, Democrats, especially Biden supporters, I would strongly suggest, because I was a lifelong Democrat, and once I start looking at things, not at the and don't wrap everything around a person. We got to step away from that. And this is our country, and we need people that are going to do a better job protecting it and not just giving it away. Now, it just so happens to be the Democratic Party and the president that happens to be a Democrat and Joe Biden. And I can set aside that I don't like the man for a sundry of different reasons, but however, the Constitution, the Republic is at stake. And we really need to be mindful of that. And this really needs to be investigated. Oh my goodness. Look, I'm going to leave it right there because there's more to come. Oh my goodness. I'm blown away. Blown away. On that note, I really want to thank all of you for stopping by. I want to thank you for stopping by because you could be anywhere, but you decide to stay here with me and listen to my video because politics runs the world. Now, whether if you agree with the politics or not, put something down in the comment section. Whether if you agree or disagree with me, that is okay. We can agree to disagree, or we can agree to agree. So please